And welcome back. It is it's the Big Nasty Show rolling up in here on a Monday morning, June the 9th, 2014. Thank you for being here. Brought to you by the Advanced Financial Group. For all of your investment needs, stop by and see the Advanced Financial Group today. And as you know, we were down in Round Rock last Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday bringing you Douglas Indian baseball, and they bring home the state championship to East Texas, and we'll visit with Coach Eugene Lafitte on tomorrow's show. But I just wanted to take a moment and tell you, again, I'm not a historian here. I can tell you who won the championship and all that good stuff. But as far as stats go, I don't care if it's 1A to 5A. I just don't know. But I'm going to rattle you off some stats here for the Douglas Indians 2014 season campaign that are mind-boggling. I'm not ready to go out and say this is the most dominant 1A team that we've ever seen, but if it's not, I would definitely say it could be a spot in the team photo. I mean, honestly, this team finishes the season with a 33-1 record. Their lone loss came on a game to Woodville, 1-0. When one of their top hitters were not there. And this was a game to Woodville that, again, went 3 rounds deep in the state playoffs in 2A and lost a heartbreaker to get to the quarterfinals. So it wasn't like they were playing some ponies. But outside of that, they played 34 games, and they allowed 34 runs on the season, okay? 28 runs in the regular season, 28 runs in the regular season, and then you want to talk about the postseason, where they played 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9 games. They allowed 6 runs. And I start this with, you want to talk about competition level. This is what sometimes you get in the first couple of rounds, and you dominate you get a couple of easy games. Well, that wasn't the case. It just wasn't the case. Now, the preseason poll, this is from the Texas Baseball Coaches Association. Before the season started, January the 20th, the preseason poll came out. Here was some of the teams you will recognize here in the top 15. Douglas was 1, Price Carlisle 2, Flatonia 5, Dawson 7, West Sabine 9, Harleton 15, Big Sandy 16. That's the preseason poll. By the way, Anson was number 4. They were at the state tournament as well. So the coaches preseason, Douglas 1, Anson 4, Flatonia 5, Dawson 7. Those are the 4 teams that made it to state. Pretty good voting there. Now, the final poll, which was taken on April the 29th, the final weekend, the weekend after the final regular season game. So this was right before the playoffs started. Douglas still number 1, obviously. Price Carlisle's 2 with a record of 18-3. Anson's still at number 5, 15-4. West Sabine's 8, Harleton's 9, Big Sandy's 10, Flatonia's 15, and Dawson's 19. So Douglas, in their way to state, started off. They played Big Sandy right out of the box. Lost the flip, played them 1 game. That was the number 10 team in the state. Then they played West Sabine, won the flip, played 2 games. That was number 8 team in the state. Then they played Harleton, won the flip, 2 games. That was the number 9 team in the state. Of course, then they played Price Carlisle, the number 2 team in the state. They get to Austin, where they beat Dawson, who was number 19, and then Flatonia, who was preseason 5, finished at 15, beat them. So on their way to state, not one time did they play a team that was not ranked in the top 20. They beat out the number 2, the number 8, the number 9, the number 10, the number 15, and the number 19 teams in the state in the way to Austin. They eliminated 6 of the top 19 teams on the way to Round Rock. It's absolutely phenomenal. And then you go through, and their final 6 games, okay, their final 6 games, that's against number 9 Harleton. That's against number 2 Price Carlisle, number 15 or number 19 Dawson at State, and number 15 Flatonia at State. They combined to beat them 45-0. They finished the season by allowing 0 runs over the final 40 innings of play. That is absolutely phenomenal. And to recap for the championship game and the semifinal, they beat Dawson 9-0. Grant Holland, the sophomore, went 7 innings, no runs, 6 hits, struck out 9. Wallace at the plate was just crazy good. As he was 1 for 3, he hit a 2-run home run, his second home run of the postseason. Rhodes was 2 for 3 with 2 RBIs and a run scored. Westbrook 1 for 2, 2 walks, 3 runs scored, an RBI, 3 stolen bases. Should have had 4, which would have tied for the record, but he only got 3. Stanfield was 1 for 2, walked twice and scored a run. Then you fast forward to when they played the championship game Thursday morning against Flatonia. They beat them 10-0. Wallace goes 5 innings, no runs, 3 hits, a walk, and 4 Ks. Only 1 runner got to third. And I'm going to tell you, and I'll get to this in a moment. Let me finish these stats as Ivins hosed him at the plate. Matthew Holland at the plate as well went 3 for 3, Grant Holland 3 for 3, scored 3 runs, drove in 2 more. Wallace was 2 for 2 at the top of the lineup with a run and an RBI. Colton Rhodes 2 for 4, 3 RBIs. Westbrook 1 for 3 with a run. And, of course, Hunter Lee out of the 4 spot, of the 6th spot, was 2 for 2 with 3 big RBIs, including the first 2 runs that Douglas scored. He drove in. And everybody in the Douglas lineup scored at least 1 run, with the exception of Lee and Rhodes, and they combined to drive in 5 runs on the game. It was crazy. Literally crazy. They did a fantastic job, and they routed teams. Okay, that's why I'm saying, is this the best team ever put together in 1A baseball? I don't know. I know Comas Neal had some great teams. I know Weimer made some runs. But as far as dominance goes, this team from top to bottom, 1-9, was great. They only needed 2 pitchers through the postseason, but they had a whole list of guys here that have won games with an ERA under 2. So I'm just telling you, Coach Eugene Lafitte's squad finishes 33-1, and they were phenomenal. And as for Logan Ammons in left field, I go back to the first game against Tarleton, and I'll say I watched the Final Four series. I think Tarleton was the best team they played, or they played the best anyway, over the Final 4 games. Tarleton was in both; they kept both those games close. And in the first inning against Tarleton, in a game that Douglas won 3-0, their closest game out of all the games in the postseason, in the first inning, they hit a ball to right field, and Logan Ammons threw a 1-hop bullet to Stanfield behind the plate. Stanfield applied the tag and hosed him at the plate. If that guy scores, it's 1-0 in the first inning of a series that you know is going to be tight. They got second and third, and their 6-hole hitters coming up. You just don't know. Okay, you just don't know. Same thing in the championship game against Flatonia. Second inning, score 0-0, 2 outs, runner on second. The kid gets, the 9-hole hitter gets a hit to left field. Ammons comes up and throws a 1-hop rocket to Stanfield behind the plate, and the kid is out by 3 steps. And momentum got on. Douglas scores the next inning, and they never look back. Logan Ammons hammers out 2 guys at the plate in 2 of the biggest games throughout this run. I know the beatdown of Carlisle is what everyone remembers because they've been a thorn in the side of these Indians. But, man, those 2 plays against Tarleton and Flatonia are huge reasons why Douglas is your championship here, and 1A champion in 2014. Again, are they the most dominant ever? You can make the comparisons, and you can come up with the the comparisons and the stats for all you want. I'll just tell you this. They scored on the season 377 runs. They allowed 34 runs, 33-1 record. And again, on the way to the postseason, they eliminated a ranked team in the top 20 in every single round, including 2, 8, 9, 10, 15, and 19. And even in the preseason, they eliminated 2. Flatonia was 5, Dawson was 7, West Sabine was 9, Harleton was 15. That was in the preseason poll, and they eliminated each and every one of them. That was a dominant season by the Douglas Indians, and it ends with a 10-0 beatdown of Flatonia in the championship game down in Round Rock. I would like to thank all the guys in Douglas. What a great run. I made some great friends the last couple of years covering the Indians. They got a lot coming back as well. Now, they're losing a lot. There's no question about that. But this is going to be a team that'll have to be reckoned with next year for sure as well. But I made a lot of friends down in Douglas that I'll have forever. Thank you guys for letting me roll with you all the way to the state championship. It was so much fun. I'll never be able to explain it. And again, congratulations from me and everyone here at Town Square Media, your 2014 baseball champions in 1A baseball, the Douglas Indians. Keep it right here. We've got more of the Big Nasty Show rolling at you on a Monday. It's bright and early right here. Brought to you by the Advanced Financial Group on KSFA 860 and KSFA860.com.